The voices in my head are suffocating me. I'm wheezing. I don't want to pick up my phone, so it's not like I'm being irresponsible. The voices in my head are suffocating me. They're calling me a hoe. It's because the women are getting sentenced and their dads are flipping their lids. There are 40 and 50-year-old, 30, 40, 50-year-old women that are committing crimes against humanity, pedophilia, war crimes, crimes of aggression, terrorism, money laundering, property, damaging property, personal and public. They are responsible for drugging, raping, I don't smoke, I don't drink. And they're destroying my skin. They're causing these to lose fat, and then they create these like fat right here, so that, or like they make it swell so the pockets are really deep, or you'll have like more deprivation here because they're melting fat here. They don't want me posting at all. I want them sentenced to death. All of this so that they can create these lines. So they melt the fat pads in your face and they'll stretch your forehead skin. And they'll create this swelling. My eyes look weird, like it doesn't look normal. And then they pulled my eyeballs down from the center socket and inward. They're squeezing my airways and they're pushing mucus up. And they're constantly doing this. The men, it's when I say like I want the women sentenced to death, they're doing the same thing. I'm talking, in my head. I'm like, their dads are losing their marbles. They're out. They're saying they're in people's heads, and they're murdering people using this telepathy weapon. Because the women are going to be sentenced to death, and then their kids, well, what they're claiming is they'll be without anyone. But instead the dads are out because it's their daughters, like minor children, not adults. They're saying they're abusing minor children. Obviously they're depriving my kids because, like I said, anytime I hang out with my daughter, they're screaming in my head, hurting my feelings. And it's not just like, so there's an emotional aspect to it, but the sorry. This technology can mimic feelings. So it will signal or activate the parts of your brain that are involved in your, when you feel sad, or so they'll activate those parts of your brain, and then the sensations you have, like when your heart, like you feel like your heart is aching, or you're, and you're down. So I have to kind of differentiate my own feelings. Of course, this is like devastating. What's going on in my head is devastating, but and with me in my life, but I have to, because I want to prove that they're terrorist talking in my head, and these bitches have been lying, and they're trafficking, murdering, raping, drugging, and abusing my family, depriving, enslaving, and torturing. I have to stay very consistent with my schedule. I have to provide when I have goals. I have to state it on my medical records that I'm trying to get assistance, because if I go around saying the voice, they're real people, which I believe they are, but but denying that it so much looks like schizophrenia would make me just as irresponsible. And they're trying to say that I'm in a sound mind. Like, these terrorists talking in my head are so, like, ridiculous, out of their minds. Like, saying that the people that they're targeting are in a sound mind, and here they are accusing people. So how could they be and they're working, but they're making barely enough to cover their expenses, and not like, we're talking like hotel stays and like a meal or two for the day and pack of cigarettes. They're not making like money, so that they don't qualify for Medi-Cal or food stamps or any kind of general relief. And then they break them down to make these victims like myself, to tell them, haha, you're not succeeding in your life. So they keep striving to chase their tail instead of going to apply for Social Security. And so, sorry, I was going back to what I'm saying is, their attempts are they're really playing games with your mind so that they can try and steer you in a direction that is best fit for their agenda, rather than for you to say, okay, no, I'm striving to work and I'm having trouble doing it because of the voices in my head. I need Social Security because I'm trying and my attempts are failing. I am, due to my schizophrenia, I am taking the medications. Yes or no, they don't work. At least go to your doctor and attempt to try. And provide that, yes, it does work. No, it doesn't. If it works, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Set goals for yourselves. If you can't manage to work, at least go work out. Make little goals and force the terrorists to instead, don't argue with them. Just set your intention and go for it, and say, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to handle myself. And make it obvious, because there are Central Intelligence agents that are supervising, or not supervising, but they are watching these terrorists talking in our heads, quote unquote, investigate us to make sure that they're not manipulating the narrative or the records. So there are people superior to them that are overseeing the records. So just make it obvious, like you're attempting to go. Don't argue and say, oh, I'm an adult, I can go have sex if I want to, just because they're calling you a whore. That's the point. They're trying to rape you. They're trying to rape you, and God forbid you catch a venereal disease. That person, whatever the case is, steals from you, like whatever. You just don't go out trying to prove a point to these terrorists. They're terrorists. All they're in it for is to break you down. Anyways, it's been 10 minutes. I was driving and they were talking. I wanted to make sure that I recorded the wheezing. They're suffocating me, and they do that often. They're pulling on my muscles right here. Just pulled my head. Every time I run or go to the gym, I feel them like burning my follicles. It's like the root of the hair, it just pops out literally of my of the follicle, And then right behind my ears right here, look at bald spots. And I have bald spots everywhere. My hairline probably started about here, and then they stretched my forehead because they kept making it swell. And then they'd pull on the muscles, and they keep tugging on my muscles. They're tugging on my muscles. Oh my God, I want the women sentenced to death. I'm not even fucking playing. I'm making it very clear. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go inside, get ready. I wanted to, while I shower, make some stew. So I'm gonna throw the meat in the pot and go get ready, make my son an omelet, and probably eat some of my salad for breakfast. Sorry, I'm rubbing my eyes because they want me looking like I'm pulling on my skin all the time, and they're dehydrating me. And they're constantly saying coffee because they want to yellow my teeth. It's just, and they're like, we're not fucking joking, you stupid bitch. Don't tell anybody, you stupid bitches. But the bitches, I swear to God, they want to sit as comfortably as they were sitting before I realized that it was voices in my head. And then even more comfortable when they thought they had me and I was going to work and attempting to try, and they were just abusing me left and right and not saying that I heard them in my head. Just acting as if nothing was going on. But honest to God, I was in so much fucking pain. So they want to go back to that, and that's not happening. I want them sentenced to death, and I'm not fucking playing at all. At all. I'm recording everything I hear in my four walls, in the car, if there's, just in case, to make sure you know, if there's anything that's going on outside, it's recorded on my phone, so they can match up records. Now I'm done talking, and then if in fact they try to hack or delete my account or hack it or do what they've been doing. They took my old Instagram, and the terrorist talking in my head hacked it and took down all the pictures because they didn't want anybody to see what I looked like prior and what I was doing with my kids. Luckily, it posted to Facebook. Some of it, not all of them, honestly. And they went into my Google account, and they deleted photos from my Google account. Like pictures where I look nice, and then they play with my face, so I never look attractive in any of my photos. And then when I was like, prior to my hair falling out, and I would get up, I'd get dressed, I'd look gorgeous. I mean, and the guys talking in my head were like, okay, you look gorgeous, and I knew they meant it was obvious. It wasn't. I'm not insecure. I know I look gorgeous. I was turning heads. And the minute that a man would approach me, and they knew, they would make my hair start falling out by the chunks. The women. The fucking women. There were 3 of them, and I saw them. I could see them in my head. They were wearing hijabs. They had their little suits on with their hijab. They sat on a couch. And then they were at the kitchen table, and then I saw one crawling under the table in my head. And then putting their feet on the island in their kitchen, and just like, go fuck yourself, you stupid. Look at you, you're just nodding off. They're women. I want them sentenced to death. They're talking in my head. So yeah. Anyways, now it's 15 minutes. Gotta go. Bye.